Jane Campion, as you see there, she's a New Zealand director, and she directed Power of the Dog. It's getting a lot of attention. People love that movie, and she did win a Best Picture at the Critics' Choice Awards, where she went up against a bunch of guys, which I've never understood. Female directors versus male directors, and it's somehow different, but it's directing a movie. But anyway, it goes. She did get up there, and she had a speech, and she pointed out the Williams sisters, Venus and Serena, in her acceptance speech in a very odd way. Let's watch.
Give my love out to my fellow, the guys. The nominees, and Serena and Venus, you are such marvels. However, you do not play against the guys. Like I have to.
Victory! Man, I don't know. Obviously, that was off the cuff, and she just saw, I guess, Venus sitting there near the front and said, "I have an idea. This is a perfect opportunity to say I'm better than you, fellow woman." So there she is, and let's look at this image of Venus there again as she's speaking to her, going right when she's like, "But you don't play with the guys." Venus is like, "Don't play with me." So there's that. But after this happened, of course, as anyone else who heard that may have thought, others responded to it on Twitter. Here's one particular person that said, "Jesus, Jane Campion giveth," with Sam Elliott, "and Jane Campion taketh away," with this foolish comment. Venus and Serena Williams fought a racist, white, wealthy establishment run by men that was invested in keeping them from playing. So yeah, they've competed against men. Also, Gene Ferris on Twitter also said, "The arrogance and ignorance of Jane Campion, anyone who knows anything about Venus and Serena's careers wouldn't think to utter something this stupid and insulting." So Jane saw some of the criticism, some of the pushback, and she's like, "Ooh, let's see." Here's her apology, as you can imagine, came. "I made a thoughtless comment equating what I do in the film world with all that Serena Williams and Venus Williams have achieved. I did not intend to devalue these two legendary Black women and world-class athletes. The fact is, the Williams sisters have actually squared off against men on the court and off, and they have both raised the bar and opened doors for what is possible for women in this world. The last thing I would ever want to do is minimize remarkable women." I'm not sure why this wasn't the first thing in her head, but this is a regular thing, and many times, and that's why there's these circles when they say there's feminists, and there's feminists who kind of exclude the experiences of minority women that are in this struggle, and they have different experiences. There's still this division, there's still a bit of a hierarchy, and it's like, yeah, you see, I just won against these male directors, but you guys aren't as good as me. And it was a natural tick. It wasn't like in a part of her speech. So when it comes to the apology, I get it, but maybe go back and to think about why your brain went there and reanalyze what your perspectives are.
First off, I want to say, watch Power of the Dog, maybe 6 weeks ago. Really good movie, powerful performances at the center of it. I forget the young man's name. He just gives an incredible performance. Kirsten Dunst was great. Cumberbatch was great. I'm a big Jesse Plemons guy. Enjoyed what he did in the movie. That's what I want to say first.
I keep forgetting to watch it, man.
It's good, it's good. I enjoyed it. It's weird, but it's good, and it's impeccably shot. Jane Campion, what I got from watching that is somebody who is extremely conscious of the role that her gender plays in her job, right? She feels like she's at a disadvantage when it comes to securing funding, and people taking your movie serious, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. She's somebody who's constantly thinking about the fact that she's a woman, and most dudes and most directors are dudes. She's obsessed with that. That's what I get from that, and that's why the comment was just so stupid. It's like, God, I really am going one-on-one against directors, right? Which of course, ignores all the work that Serena and Venus have done for pay equity and just respect for the women's game. All they've done to straight up draw eyeballs to the women's game. They haven't just elevated what the women do. Men's tennis has been elevated by the fact of these two women's stardom. So, Jane Campion not really understanding that these two people have done incredible work against men in their field doesn't surprise me, but I'm not like, I wasn't as mad as some of the people on Twitter, which shouldn't surprise anybody because that's rarely ever the case for me.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's hard to surprise anymore when things like this happen. It's just a matter of, I wonder when the apology's coming. As soon as I saw it, I was like, okay, where's the apology? Because it's coming, it's gonna be there. Maybe you guys think about it before you say it.